sorry. We will be going over the PARP toolkit tonight primarily. And we just want to take a moment to introduce ourselves. So just so you know, when we say newbies, we're including ourselves as well. This is my first year. My name is Kathleen Jenny. This is my first year as programs coordinator. We also have Kim from the office with us and Bianna, who's our literacy specialist. And we, all three of us, first year in these roles. We're PTA veterans, all of us, but it's the first year as programs coordinator, literacy specialist, and the program's events associate. So, so I am going to turn things over to Bianna to get us started. Thank you, Bianna.
Right. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I want you to take notes. If you need me to repeat something, please do so. This is meant to be not only a refresher for those of you that have done PARP in the past, but if you're new to PARP, is for you to understand and know that we are here for you as a team, and that the toolkit on the New York State PTA.org's website is a resource. Is there for you to use. You can peruse it at your own time. So with that being said, let's go right into it. So what is PARP? Next slide. So this is simply straight from the New York State PTA's site. PARP is a program that asks partners. Partners could be anyone, uncles, cousins, aunts, teachers, friends, to read with children. So you're reading together at least for 20 minutes, and that is as a way to enhance not only relationships, but develop a real love and passion for reading. So PARP programs vary in length. So there is really no time frame. You could do it for a week, for a couple of days. Some places they do it for a month. They could do it for the summer. And again, the most important thing for you to know is that you can do it for little to no cost. So it all depends on how lengthy you will do your PARP program. That will depends on how much you will spend. Next slide. Before we talk about the next slide, Kathleen put in the chat the slides. So if you want to open that up and save it on your files, that would be awesome. So how do you start doing your PARP program? How do you implement it? So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to form a committee. If you join us last month for PARP presentation, you know that you have to create a committee. The next thing that you'll do, and the most important thing, is to make sure that you are getting approval from your membership to run PARP. They will give you a budget of how much you have to spend. And from there, you go on and you meet with your PARP committee. So step 2 is after you meet with your committee, you do introductions, you get to know each other a little bit, you start planning. From there, you're going to start implementing your programming, whether that is a week, a couple of days, a month, you implement your program, and then you have a final wrap-up celebration at the end. If you are interested in applying for the New York State PTA PARP Award, you can complete the application and submit all supporting documentation along with that application, which we will discuss in detail next month. So you will be more than welcome to join us then. Next slide, please. Okay, so next we are going to dive into the different sections of the toolkit. And again, the idea with the toolkit is to provide you with the resources that you need to make it to make the program a success. So so if you have access to your phone, you can scan the QR code, or you can go to New York State PTA's website, newyorkstatepta.org, and go under programs, and go under literacy, and you scroll to the site. Just give us a minute. Kathleen shared the link on the chat. So on section 1 of the toolkit, you are going to have the PARP program. So this is an overview of the PARP program. Is going to give you details on what PARP is, when it was created, and things like that. It will give you a brief history. And you can also look at other winning programs on that first section. Can we go to section 2? On section 2, you are going to look at program activities. Now, this is where sort of the meat of the toolkit begins. So here you're going to have different activities. So you're going to have incentives. What I love about the toolkit is that, first and foremost, is a living document. So if you're on the site and you see that there's a typo, that there's something that doesn't look right, please send us an email and we can update that. The toolkit was recently updated, sometime late 2025. So it's freshly updated. But again, is for you to look at. You have different incentives. It have different ideas on assembly. It has different ideas on family night. You can do book buddies. I know my son's school, they love doing a book buddies because they connect the older kids from middle school and high school with the younger kids at the elementary level. So you can use all of that. You can download the PDF format, make photocopies. You can copy and paste and make it your own if you have your own PARP logo that you want to use and make it your own, you can do so. Again, this is there as a resource to you. You don't have to recreate anything. You can just use this, and this is available to you. Can we go to section 3? This section is probably my favorite section 3A and 3B, because it has sample forms. I love with a passion all forms, right? Anything that I can download and make my own, or I can copy and paste, and I don't have to, kill my brain or just overextend myself with creating something from scratch. So on section 3, you have a sample budget that you can use. Again, you can just plug in your numbers and you have a budget. You have important dates. If you're doing a little calendar for the parents and for the community, you can plug in your dates. I think my favorite is the certificate of appreciation. Again, you can use Canva, which is free. You can go to Dollar Tree or Family Dollar and just buy really nice, good-looking paper and plug in the kid's name and print it, because you already have this template. You have thank you notes for your volunteers and your parents and everyone who participated. So again, this is here for you. And I think the most important thing, and this is going back to the application, you have to do a PARP program evaluation. This is here for you. If you need it, use it. If you want to have ideas, is there, use it. You don't have to recreate anything. You don't have to go and create your own because it's already there. This is a sample invitation. Again, is giving you everything that you need. You just have to plug in your information for your program. So that is as it relates to section 3A. Can we go to section 3B, please? If you see me moving too much, I sit all day, so my body's so tight. That's what happens when you start getting old. It's terrible. Okay, so on section 3B, here you have different activities that you can do. When I first started doing PARP, one of the biggest challenges was coming up with fresh ideas, engaging ideas that the kids would be interested in. So here you have list, and I can tell you, the toolkit itself is about 200 or so pages. So you have so many ideas that you can pick from, that you can look at, that you can sort of present it to your committee and say, hey, is this a good idea? Do we have the activities? Do we have the decoration to go along with it? So again, this is all here for you. It's also in Spanish. If you need help translating anything else, whether it is in Spanish or Haitian Creole, please feel free to reach out. We are more than happy to help. Another activity that you have is a book swap. This is a great example on just exchanging books between younger kids and older kids. If you want to refresh your bookshelves, this is a great activity. It's no cost, it's simple, it's fun, and it's easy to do. Is, just bringing the families together, asking them to bring the books that they have at home that they don't use, asking the kids from the higher grades, bring your books, can we swap books? And even if you want to do it between grades, let's say first and second grade, let's swap books, you can do so as well. You can do bookmarks. This is a great activity if you want to engage high school kids, especially if those high school kids need community service hours for college or for the honor society. They can do a bookmark. Make it fun, make it exciting. So you can use these materials that are here. You can use the different guide on how to make it, and it's done. Again, this is very low cost. I would say this may cost you about $5-6. Again, if you want to make it on the affordable side, if you want to go and bling it out and make it, popping and glittery, of course it's gonna get costly, but I think it's a great activity. So here you have a color your world with reading. This is a great activity for kids who want to use, their hands and just how can you make it engaging? This is a great activity for them to do, whether it is with the art class or after school. If you have an after school program that you want to engage them, just have them do that. And again, you have so many activities that you can choose from. It's really up to you on what you want to do. Can we go to the next section? Section 4. On section 4, you have a list of award-winning programs. So you have programs from 2015, I think, 2015 all the way to 2023. And this one has the entire package. So the activities that they did, the application that they submitted, again, this is all for you to look at, for you to kind of get inspired and see what else is possible, what other units and regions have done across the state. All of this is there for you to look at, get inspired. If you have any questions, if you are unsure of anything, again, we are here for you. And you can easily spend a couple of hours just going through the site. I can easily tell you a good 2 hours you can scroll and read and look at it and just get inspired by looking at the different things on the site. Oh, that's so cool. I wonder if they did the Monopoly thing. That's really cool. Um, can we go to the next slide? Or was that the last section? Because I think it's section 5 is the application, I think.
I apologize, Bianna. When you said go to the next slide, I thought you wanted me to go back to the slideshow.
Sorry, that was me. That was
Sorry.
that was me. That was me. That was me. We were on section 5, I think. Yes, section 5. Sorry, I'm so sorry. So section 5 again is the list of 2025 state winners, state winner and region winners. Again, the list of resources is there for you to look at, get inspired, see what's possible, see how you can make that PARP program the best program ever. And again, it's just a list of general resources, benefits of reading, different tips on how to make your program engaging. And is just really a wonderful resource for you to have and to be able to use. If we can go back out on the toolkit. On April 16, we will have a webinar just diving in more detailed for those of you that are going to be applying for the PARP application, for the PARP award. So just make sure to join us that day, April 16 at 7 p.m. The application is fairly simple, but again, we want to hear from you. We want to see, bring the questions that you have to that meeting that day so that we're able to better guide you and support you through completing that application. The application is 3 pages. I think from the top of my head, some of the basic things that you have to have is make sure that your if you have a unit logo, you're including that in all documentation that you're submitting. If you the PARP logo, of course, make sure that you're including that. Make sure that you're giving as much detailed as you can. Make sure that you are outlining the questions, and not the questions. Make sure that you're outlining the goals of each of your programming.
And this is a little important. When you're putting in the phone number for contact, make sure that you put in a phone number that someone's going to answer over the summer. Don't use the school one if no one's going to pick it up.
That's a great point. Thank you, Kathleen. And again, on the, I believe, the second page of the application, you're going to have to really outline and explain the program. I am always on the side of over explaining things so that you get all your points across, as opposed to just assuming or thinking that people will understand what you're saying. So the more you explain, the better it's going to be. And finally, and most importantly, for me personally, is evaluation and results. Use the evaluation tool that is on the toolkit. Make sure that you are evaluating your team, your committee. Make sure that you're evaluating or asking the people that participated in PARP, you're asking them for their feedback. And take, ask yourself, hey, could I have done better? how can I improve for next year? That's always, for me personally, is the most important thing. How can I do this better? What can I improve for next year? And, submit your application to your region director. I believe applications are due May 15th. So you have a whole month from April 16th to May 15th to submit a winning application. And I'm looking forward to seeing those. I'm looking forward to celebrating with all of you, those of you that will be submitting an award-winning application. And don't forget to submit like the supporting documentation. Do not forget to submit that. And that's pretty much what I have. Do we have anything? Next slide. Do we have a next slide?
I do. One
Okay.
minute. Sorry, my phone is not cooperating right now. I apologize.
Is this retrograde? Is the retrograde with technology and everything just not working? Okay.
So,
Can you make it a little bit bigger? I'm kind of blind. On slide 13.
oh no, that was just a picture of
Oh,
what you went through. It's the application.
okay.
So
Okay.
it's just, yeah. Sorry.
No, don't apologize. It's all right. All right. So we'll open it up for questions, comments, feedback. You can unmute yourself and ask the questions. I think, hold on, let me see. Chun, 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 chun. Okay. If you want to come on camera, don't worry. It's gonna be fine. Hold on, I think I see something. No, okay, no. Any questions, concerns, comments?
Thank you. This was really helpful. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Okay. Well, we will hang out here for a little bit in case you have any questions, in case you have any private questions that you want to ask. We'll stay on. But you can always email us, right? So right now you may not have a question because it's like, oh, I got everything. But if you're in the middle of the night and be like, oh, I forgot to ask that question, please feel free to send us an email at literacy@newyorkstatepta.org. But, we're here. We're here for you. We want you to do the best that you can. Christine, hi.
Hi, I have a question.
Yeah.
What is your recommendations for brand new to this for the middle school level? Is there enough details in there for like how long should they read per day versus the elementary level and versus like certain activities that be more geared towards the older students versus the elementary students?
Yes, of course. I think I love elementary school because you have more access to different books, right? You're not giving them, the Dr. Seuss books and things like that. You can there. I think I want to say on section 4, there is a list of general resources that you can look at and like a list of books, recommended books that you can look at to use because PARP in general is a reading program. The recommended amount of time to read is for 20 minutes. So the minimum is 20 minutes, but you can read as much as, whatever, 30 minutes, an hour is up to you to decide. Also look into each district is very different as it relates to different book clubs. So having a book club, if you want to start a book club and maybe having a book at the beginning of the season and choosing or having the kids pick a couple of books that they can read. But again, it's something that you want to think about how long or how lengthy you want to make it, because that will determine the amount of time you will spend, the amount of effort, the amount of time the kids will use, so think about all of those little things. But again, the fact I'll send you some book options that I've used in the past with with middle school and high school kids. One that comes in particular to mind is called The Whiteout. I do not remember the author, but it's a wonderful book. It's an easy read, and you can just go through it with the kids. They can read it in sections, and they can have a discussion at the end. So it's just, think about what's available and what you can do with the time that you have. Are you gonna have them after school, in between school, or you don't know yet? You're muted, Christine.
No, we don't know yet. Sorry.
Okay, so figure all of those things out first. Is it gonna be like an after school club?
It pro Yeah, there will probably be. I was looking at the book swap idea, but yes.
Yeah, those are great ideas. Kathleen?
I just want to say, with the middle school, I guess one of the fun things that you can do and the great things is PARP, and everyone thinks it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But these kids have to read usually for ELA class anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So this way they're reading with a buddy. They're getting their homework done and they're doing PARP at the same time. So you lean in on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a great thing to do is do like a one school, one book, where the PTA would provide everyone in the grade, say 7 and 6, with a certain book. For example, the schools my sons go to, the middle school, about 3 years ago, we had a guest author come. So we bought everyone a copy of the book by the author. She came, she did a discussion on it, she signed it. The book was chosen in collaboration with our ELA staff and our school librarian. It's very important that you work with your school, because that way it's kind of like yay buy-in, the kids buy in, everyone's on the same page, and it works really, really well. And if you do an author visit, the best way to do it is to try to get a few schools in the area to also want to do the author visit, because that way you'll save a ton of money, because you can split the cost. So you can do the morning at my school, she can do the afternoon at your school, and so on and so forth. And it's amazing. That's how we got the author Dusty, I forgot her last name now, but that's how we got her, because we worked with like 3 different school districts in the area that our school librarian, Mr. Ashworth, hooked us up with. And that way we were able to split the airplane costs, the food costs, the hotel costs, etc. And it became manageable. Also, when you're doing these kind of activities, work with the principal and ask maybe if you can use arts and education funding. Some of the principals will let you use some of that for this. It would be an allowed expense for an author visit. If you do the book swap, that's always fun. The only thing I would say is that make sure that an adult goes through all the books beforehand. So you collect all the books in, like in a box or something in the lobby, like 3 weeks before time, then go through them, because some of them may not be suitable in public school for going out to all students.
Yeah,
especially at that 11, 12-year-old age. Yeah.
Good point. Thank you.
Oh, that's so great. Christine, if you do it, please let us know how it goes. We love to hear. We love to hear those. We love to hear how it goes.
Thank you. I will. Absolutely.
Any additional question, concern, comments? Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Kathleen put in the chat the toolkit and the presentation, and I also added for Christine, or for those of you that are interested, the book that the young people read. This was a while ago, maybe like 2 years ago, but they love that book. It's called Whiteout. I put it in the chat so you can look at it. And if you have no additional questions, thank you so much for joining us and have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you, everyone, and good luck. You're all going to rock this. You're going to have a wonderful PARP in your schools. And don't forget to apply for the PARP award.
Great. Thank you.
You got it.